right, there we go. Hello, hello, good morning, lovely folks. Good morning. Oh, I am having a button malfunction down here. Let me just get that done back up, or at least attempt to. Sometimes it's a bit dicey when you've got fingernails like mine, whether or not like buttons are doable on my own. I just realized, I'm like, I wonder if it was like that in my photos, because this has been on my rack since last week. There we go. All right. There we go. Hello, hello, good morning. No. Oh, I need to fix my ponytail. Give me 2 seconds. There's a little stringy guy trying to break off. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Don't mind me. I'm just fixing my ponytail quickly. There we go. Still, it might still be a little lopsided. I'm not great at doing ponytails off the fly, but you know what? It's fine. We're not here for my hair. We are here for the clothing. So I think we will just have to live with it. I'm pretty sure no one will even notice except me anyways. So, all right. I'm just going to double check that I've got all my stuff for the week here. Okay, we've got that, and that. Okay, those are tonight. Perfect. Should be a pretty quick live today. We don't have a ton of stuff for Plus this week, so I should be able to get through it pretty quickly, which is good because then you guys will be able to hang out with Christine and watch her her luncheon styles, which have been so fun. I absolutely love them. But sometimes, like when I have really long lives and I'll go up to like 12:15, 12:20, and then she starts at 12:30, it's like, oh, I gotta get out of here so I can make room for her. But we'll do our best. Good morning, Eileen. Hello. Okay, I think we are ready to, well, I mean, I'm the one who decides if we're ready. I am ready to start. So let me just pull up my daily drop for today again. Today is the 8th. Perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle. I am the, oops, sorry, I've got devices that are charging here, so I'm just gonna make sure I've got my cords in a way that they're not gonna get all tangled and stuck on each other. So just give me 2 seconds to try and kind of figure this out. Oh, that is quite the tangle going on here. Okay. I already have a hard enough time not like dropping the iPad while I'm talking and like flailing it around. So let's just untangle this now, and then we don't have to deal with me having yet more reason to throw devices on the floor. Okay, there we go. All right, good morning, everyone. Grace and Lee's long seam promis to try on with the gray cargo sweatpants. I can double check, Jessica, I don't have any on my rack right now. I can see if Rachel can grab one for me. I don't think that the cargo sweatpants will work for me just from what I've seen, but I myself have been wondering about the Bromi long sleeves, so I will see if Rachel can grab a couple for me to try on at the end, Jessica. So thank you for the request. I will do that. But anyways, good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a 3X top and bottom. I am a 18 to 20W in GB Blues. I wear a 44C bra, and I am 6'1". I am very tall, so I also talk about length and stuff whenever I discuss sizing. So with that, I'm just going to quickly ask Rachel for the long sleeve Bromi and the cargo sweatpants, and I will be right back to talk about the outfit. All right, I have got those. Rachel is going to be grabbing those Grace and Lace pieces for me, so I will definitely be able to try those on. So let's get started with what I'm wearing right now, which is just a super fun outfit. Let's start with the tank top. This is the Dawn V-neck tank. Jeez, Shopify's being very slow today to pull stuff up for me, so if I'm staring at my iPad like this, you know why. This is the Dawn V-neck button tank in Dusty Ginger, which, oh my god, that is the perfect way to describe this color, like spot on. This one's going to be retailing for $67, and that doesn't... It says size small, medium, and large. Is this a POL piece and I didn't realize it? I could have sworn that I was wearing, like, not a large, but I guess I'm wearing a size large. Okay, that works. So this one's going to be retailing for $67, and it comes in 3 sizes, small, medium, large. I'm currently wearing the large. It must be POL because based on the sizing, Christine and Carrie both took the small, and Melissa and I are both wearing the large. So honestly, it goes, sometimes I'm so used to things just like being already in a 3X on my rack that I don't even look before I put them on. I just put them on. So this is a size large, not a size 3X. Super cute though. Like I said, Dusty Ginger is the perfect way to describe this color. If I get up close, you can see it's almost kind of like modeled, how it's got this darker kind of reddish pinkish undertone, and then it's got the more like a turmeric yellow orange, and when they mix together they just make this really gorgeous like gingery kind of yellowy orange color. It is really beautiful because from a distance it mostly pulls orange, but when you get up close it's kind of pulling red, it kind of pulls yellow, but overall very orange. It is absolutely stunning. We have these really cute button here, the button details. So we have 4 buttons here. These are all fully functional buttons. So if you wanted to put like a cute bromie or something underneath, you could fully unbutton this and have it be all the way unbuttoned. Or you can button up these 4. The top 2 buttons here though, number 5 and number 6, if we're counting from the bottom, these ones are not real buttons. I mean, the buttons are real, they are tangible, but there is no, there are no buttonholes on this side for number 5 and 6. I suppose if you wanted to, if you have a buttonholer sewing machine or you know how to do that, if you really wanted to, you could just make 2 more buttons. But in terms of the like as is piece, we have 4 functional buttons and then 2 just for funsy cute little decoration here. It is this really gorgeous ribbed fabric. It is super nice and stretchy, and it is also really soft. It is definitely on me because I'm wearing a size large and I typically wear a 3X. It is more form-fitted, but it is by no means like tight or compressive. It just fits like a close to the skin, like ribbed tank, like kind of what you would expect. I've just kind of pulled it over the pants here so that we definitely getting to see what my stomach looks like, ugh. But just so that we can see like it is definitely like very conforming to the body. That being said, because it is such a lightweight and stretchy fabric, there is no like compression, it's not going to smooth or anything like that, but you could definitely use it to tuck in as like that kind of like bodysuit look without having to deal with the little like tails and stuff of a bodysuit, which is exactly what I've done with these pants. So I'm just gonna tuck that back in. There we go. And then if I turn around to the back, we can see it is just your kind of typical tank back. Just super gorgeous color. There's no other kind of details or embellishments on the back. Just your typical tank top. Super cute. I do like that it has this like really thick kind of I guess it's not on the arm holes here, but just around the neck it does have this like border area here that I think is really pretty. So once again, this is the Dawn V-neck button tank in Dusty Ginger. $67 for this one, and small, medium, and large. Carrie and Christine both wear the small, and Melissa and myself both wear the large. And then these pants, which are so fun. These are the Presley Palazzo pants in Boho Floral. These ones are going to be retailing for $99, and these ones are available in sizes small through 3X, and these ones have both an extra large and a 1X option, which is fantastic. I always love when companies do that because I do find that that kind of mid-size between like an extra large and a 1X can be a lot of variation depending on how you carry your weight. So I like when both options are given to kind of give that overlap. I think that's super helpful. For these, everyone is kind of taking their typical size. So Christina's in her small, Carrie takes the medium, Melissa opted for the 1X in these over the extra large, and then I am, of course, in my typical 3X for these ones, and these guys are full polyester. They are super lightweight, they're super flowy. I feel like these would have been great summer pants, except the color palette and the pattern are 100% giving fall. Absolutely tying into that trend we saw last fall as well, with that kind of like 60s, 70s, very like, not quite disco, but more like the like groovy, like earthy colors and stuff that were giving kind of like VW bus kind of vibes. That is the vibe I'm getting here. I also think that the colors are very autumnal. We've got like our mustards and our burnt oranges in here. The sage screams fall to me. And then the back of the pants being this kind of like nutmeg color. Definitely, again, very autumnal. But I like that it's not like full autumn, because the pattern just being florals is still a little bit more like spring and summer. If it was like pumpkins and leaves, then obviously it would be very fall. But because it is still like a fresh floral type pattern, I feel like it can kind of go both ways. I will do the full view here. We can see they are super nice and wide. There's a ton of room in the legs here. And then the waist is smocked and super stretchy, so there is a lot of room. If you needed to size up or down, you could probably get away with it, but I would still recommend these as being true to size. So once again, these are the Presley Palazzo pants in boho floral. $99 for these ones, and they are available in sizes small through 3X, and everyone takes their true size for these ones. They are a little bit hippie fat and styling, I totally agree.
Because the cargo ones weren't available in the extra large, so I just grabbed the other one.
Oh,
the
sure.
non-cargo.
Okay.
And then there's that one.
Perfect. Thank you. I will just kind of put them here for now, I think. Okay. So Jessica, the cargo ones were not available in an extra large. So I grabbed the other, well, I didn't, Rachel grabbed the other sweatpants to try in an XL. So I have them here to try on. I'll finish the daily drop and then I'll get to those. But then I do also have the white of the long sleeve, like Brahmi top to try on, Jessica. So we have those here. All right. So for today's daily drop, we also have the Viva V-neck tee in ivory. We have another, there's a crop knit sweater, but I don't believe that one worked for me. Yeah, I don't have that one on my rack. I don't, or do I? Actually, maybe I do have this one. Oh no, I do have this sweater. Okay, so I have a sweater, a dress, and another t-shirt. So let's go with the sweater and the dress first, or sorry, the sweater and the t-shirt first because I have pants on, and then we will save the dress for the end. Okay. And this tank top is in the wrong spot, apparently. Let's go here. Okay. And I am confirming that is a POL tank top. I just didn't even realize. And then the sweater that I am putting on currently, this one is also POL or POL. There we go. All right, so this is the Andrea cropped sweater in cream. This one's gonna be retailing for $124. And then this one is available in sizes small, medium, and large, which is tradition for POL. This one definitely fits very, very generous. So Christine and Carrie are both in the small, and Melissa and myself both take the large for this one, which is to be expected for POL or POL pieces. This one is so cozy. It's, I think I talked about another sweater like this on the live last week where it's made of the kind of like yarn that feels almost like blanket yarn, where it's just like extra plush and soft and comfy and squishy. So it really does feel like you're kind of wearing like that blanket that your grandma homemade you. It has this really nice, I think this when it had curves like this would be like a cable knit. Good morning, Linda, hello. So it has this like cable knit pattern, but I like it that it's horizontal instead of vertical. That is very like unexpected. And then it does have wider sleeves. I do find that on my long arms, the sleeves are maybe a tiny bit on the short side, but not like dramatically so. Again, keep in mind, I am sizing down to a large from a 3X, and I am very tall and have long arms. So for most folks, the arms are probably not gonna be an issue, but for me, they're maybe just a tiny bit on the short side. You can also see when I stick them out that they are that kind of like drop shoulder, like where they have the loop. So again, probably not an issue for most folks. And again, it is in this gorgeous like cream ivory color. I would say it is definitely leaning on the warm side for like a cream color. I would say the undertone, it's pretty neutral though. Like it's, at first I was gonna say it's more of a pink undertone, but the more I look at it, I'm like, it's not really pink, it's not really yellow. It is kind of just like a true like neutral, warm cream, if that makes sense. So we can see that because of the way it drapes, it kind of comes up in the front, but like it's cut straight across. It's just because it's gonna like hang off your chest and then drop under the arms. It's going to give that kind of like longer on the sides vibe, and it does a little bit of that same effect in the back as well. It fits very similar actually in terms of the cut to the Black Star crop sweater that launched last week. I did definitely buy that one for myself. I had to. And so I was wearing it on the weekend, and yeah, it fits very similar where it's that same kind of like wide buxy cut where it is straight across, but because of the way it sits on the body when we're wearing it, it gives this like high-low kind of illusion. So once again, this is the Andrea cropped knit sweater in cream. 124 for this one, 3 sizes, small, medium, large. Carrie and Christine both take the small, and then myself and Melissa both take the large in this one. Okay, I have the V-neck t-shirt I will try on next. So this one is that Mito shop. It's the same tee. I think we had it launched in that like olivey green last week. And now this is the white version of that same t-shirt. So these ones are definitely like an oversized fit for sure. So again, this is the Viva V-neck tee in ivory. This one is available in sizes small through 2X. And that includes both an extra large and a 1X. So this doesn't go up to 3X, but as you can see, I'm wearing the 2X and it definitely still fits. Like a 3X, like depending on how oversized I wanted it to be, if I wanted to stay oversized, I would wear this. If I wanted it to be a little bit more of like a classic t-shirt fit, I could even size down to the 1X and still get away with it. So they're definitely very generously sized. So these ones are fairly true to size, but a little bit more generous. Like Christine took the small, Carrie still opted for the medium, Melissa opts for the extra large as opposed to her 1X, and then myself in the 2X. So it is that same thing where it is meant to be kind of an oversized fit, but if you do want it to be a little bit more traditional fit, you could probably size down and still get away with it. The material on this one is super buttery soft. It is poly spandex, but it has that same like brushed buttery feel as, it's even softer than the Chris and Carol. I would say it's almost, I'm not gonna say it is because I don't want to get like unrealistic expectations, but it's almost like Simplicity legging soft, like especially on the parts where it's double folded over here on the neckline, like just doing this, like it's super, super soft, which is fantastic. There's also a lot of really nice details on this t-shirt. Of course, we've got the little pocket on the chest here. We have the V-neck. We do have a little bit of a rolled cuff around the sleeve. It is kind of tacked down with a stitch as, I mean, I don't know if you can see the stitch, but it is tacked down with a stitch there. And then if I turn to the side, we can see it is a little bit of a scallop, and then it is definitely longer in the back than the front. And this would be an incredible t-shirt to wear over leggings because it is nice and generous with the length, and even I'm getting like almost butt coverage with this t-shirt. So it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's definitely like it's described as ivory, and I would definitely say like it's whiter than a lot of ivories, but it's still not a true white, if that makes sense. I would definitely describe it as ivory. I mean, I know it looks pretty white compared to me against the wall, but it's not quite a true white, but it is definitely more white than a lot of other things that are described as ivory, if that makes sense. It's just, it's more white, but still not white. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so anyways, this is the Viva V-neck tee in ivory. $44 for this one, and again, it sizes small through 2X with both an extra large and a 1X, and they do fit a little bit oversized. So if you want to go with the intended oversized look, you can keep your true size, but you could size down if you wanted it to be a little bit less. Okay, good. I'm glad that made sense, Jessica. All right, one more piece for the daily drop, which is the Bliss Shift dress. And then after I try that one on, I do have the Grace and Lace pieces for you, Jessica. So I will get into those very quickly. I'm actually going to bring them over by my rack here so I don't forget. But first we will put on this dress. So for this dress, I will say that on myself, it was definitely like quite short. The one that launched last week, that was the tan color, for some reason though, felt shorter than this one. Like when I tried them on, this one in general just felt like, I don't know if it was just like the cut of the one I tried on in the tan was off or something, but this one just felt like it had a little bit more room in general. But it's still definitely very short. So when I wore these for photos, I put a pair of black skinny jeans underneath and styled it more as a tunic and a dress. If it's too short and I'm worried about like something showing that shouldn't be on live, I will probably grab a pair of jeans to do that. But like I said, for whatever reason, this one is cut just a little bit longer than the other one was, which is weird. I'm just double checking my size. Yes. Okay. But like even with this one being cut a little bit longer, it's still fairly, I've tried on shorter things here, but it is still fairly short, but this one is definitely less a concern. But when I styled it like a tunic over the black jeans, it looked really, really cute. And I think with leggings, that would have been my style preference. I just didn't have any up here to style it with. I had black jeans though, so that's kind of what I went with. And it was super cute. But anyways, this is the Bliss Shift dress in Port. This one is available in sizes small through 2X. It's the same brand, it's that Mito shop. So it's the same brand where it is available in sizes small through 2X, but I do find that this stuff still in a 2X still fits me pretty, like almost as if that brand I would be a 2X as a true size. So again, this one's small to 2X with both an extra large and a 1X. So for this one, Christine took her small, Carrie took her medium, Melissa takes the 1X in the tunic, and then I am in the 2X. And again, on me, it is a little bit of a tunic length. But like I said, compared it to the one that launched last week, the one in Port is a little bit longer. I'm not sure why, but it is still a little bit more tunicky on me. And you'll see that in the website photos that I styled it as such. This one is polyester. I am obsessed with this shade of red. I love this like wine red color where it's these like deep cool toned reds. It does have pockets, which is fantastic. They're not super big pockets. They're a little flimsy, but still enough to like put something. Mostly for me, it's because I'm awkward and I don't know what to do with my hands when I'm, you know, just doing anything. So it is good. It's a good place to put your hands. I mean, you probably could put a phone in there. It might be a little bit. It has the V-neck, the shoulders are a good length. That's the other thing is even though I'm in a 2X, you can see the shoulders are still hitting where they should. I'm not worried about not having enough room in the shoulders. It is a little bit, you can kind of see like high-low where it's a little bit higher in the front and then it drops down in the back. And then now that I'm looking at it, actually like this one is not bad as a dress. It's definitely a little on the short side. It's, but it is like comfortably under my butt. It's not like it's just covering, like it's definitely covering what it needs to, but I would still probably wear shorts or leggings with it just for comfort wise. But length wise, yeah, this one is definitely a little bit safer than the other one was, but still probably more of a tunic length if you are tall like me, which story of my life for a lot of things. All right, anyways, this again was the Bliss Shift dress in Port. This one's gonna be retailing for $54, sizes small through 2X. True to size, but I can wear the 2X no problem in this guy. All right, so everything I've tried on so far is all part of today's daily drop. It'll be launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Yeah. All right, so I have a couple of Grace and Lace pieces that were requested, so I will pop those ones on. I'm not sure if the pants will work. If they don't fit me, I'm not coming up on camera in like pants that don't come up over my hips, or if they like look really bad, like I'm not going to do that to myself, so I will let you know if they don't work for me. I'm more confident about the long sleeve Brahmi top because those guys are very like stretchy and accommodating, and we know that other styles in this do work for me, so yeah. Okay, so I have the long sleeve Brahmi top on. That one definitely fits. And then let's try, these are the Signature Soft Straight Leg Sweatpants are the ones that we brought because I guess the cargo ones didn't come in an extra large, or Maybe they've already sold out, I'm not sure, but if they did, but. Okay. So here are the Grayson lace pieces. So the long sleeve Brahmi top, it does fit. It is definitely like skin tight, like it is very fitted, but because it is so stretchy, it definitely works. I would definitely personally only style it like tucked into things, because I do think that it is kind of slim fit enough that over top of like jeans or something, it might look a little bit like awkward, if that makes sense. But it does work, and as a layering piece, like for putting long sleeves under stuff, absolutely. I have like wide shoulders and I do have big arms, and it is not too tight in the arm or anything like that. So I would definitely say that this top fits. Just be aware that it is going to be like tight, like there's no like wrinkling, it's like right on the skin, but it does absolutely fit, and it doesn't like, I didn't have to squeeze into it. It's not tight, it's not uncomfortable, like it fits comfortably. It is just like very tight. And then these are the straight leg sweatpants. I mean, I can put them on my body, but I don't think I would say they fit. Like they definitely like, again, they're on my body, but like I definitely prefer sweatpants to be a little bit more flowy and loose and like cozy, and like these, like the waistband does have stretch, but like it doesn't want to stretch much more than what it's on, and I feel like it's kind of like clinging around my hips. So like it fits as in I can put it on my body, but I wouldn't say they fit in like the intended way, and I don't personally love the way they look on me, but like I can put them on my body. So oh no, not at all, Jessica. Like I thought it would be compressive too, because I found when I tried on the tank, it was a little compressive, but like as you can see, there's still like a lot of stretch. Like it reminds me of, do you remember those tank tops back in like the late 2000s and early 2010s that were at they were at Bootlegger, and like this was in the generation of where we would always like layer like 3 friggin' tank tops under our stuff just to have all those like color stripes. It was those tank tops that had the little like zigzaggies, and they always had like the lace trim and the lace straps. That's what this reminds me of. It might even be a little bit less compressive than those actually, but like it's definitely sitting on my skin, but it doesn't feel like it's squeezing or squishing. I can absolutely breathe. Like if I were to just keep like going about my day wearing this, like I would forget. Like it's definitely not tight. Actually, I have a better fit description again. If you have anything from Lululemon, the I forget what the style is, but they're the long sleeved ones that have like the thermal, like the thumb holes, and they're the ones that have like the silver woven into them to help with like odor and stuff, and they're the long sleeves. I always used to buy those for hiking and wearing under things, and that's honestly, that's what the fit is the most similar to, is that. Yeah, no problem, Jessica. Yeah, so like those would be my 2 similar things, and I think the Lululemon long sleeve is actually more accurate than the bootlegger one, because those bootlegger ones, like, it might just be that I was Delulu when I was like 18 and I was buying those things and wearing them in university, because I was like, oh, they don't have an extra large, I could totally squeeze into a large and fine, but I was still like a size 16, 18 at the time, even when I was like in my late teens. Like I've been plus size since I was a teenager. Like I was a little Delulu. I just of course was like, oh no, I could totally fit into a large. So I was like, it's not like that, I promise. So I think you'll be fine. Okay, so now that I have tried on these pieces, we do have an outfit drop happening tonight, and I don't have the tops, but I do have the bottoms, so I'll use the bottoms from those, and then I will take a peek to see what we have for Wednesday. If we can borrow a top from Wednesday. Don't see one there. Oh, we have an overtop. Do I have a Dex? I don't think I do. No. Okay, well I'm gonna leave this top on actually to try on with the jeans that I have, and I will be right back. And then I also have a really cute like over jacket thing to try on with it. So very convenient, Jessica, because I didn't have a good like piece to pair with this, and now I do, so perfect. here are the jeans that are for the outfit drop tonight. These ones are a returning style, I believe, and if not this exact pair, we've definitely had them in other colors. So these are the JD Blue High Rise Double Roll Cuffed Jet Black Joggers, aka the Elios, and I'm sure we've had a style called Elio before, and I think we've had these joggers before, so I'm like pretty sure this is not their first rodeo here. So these ones are going to be retailing for $89, and they're available in the usual Judy size range of 0 through 15, and then 14W through 24W. These ones, everyone wore their true size for the most part, so Christine is in the 3, Carrie opted for the 9, Melissa took her usual 14, and then I took my 18, so my smaller size. I would say if you're in between sizes for these ones, I would definitely recommend sizing down, because even before I started wearing the 18s more regularly, I believe I sized down in the jogger styles just because they are very stretchy and they have more of that like looseness to them, and so they're a little bit more accommodating, so I was able to size down. So with these ones, I definitely would recommend if you are between two sizes going for the 18. I have tried the 20 in these and they were just way too baggy. There was too much room in the waist, and they were like way too much room here. Even the legs were kind of bagging out, so the 18 is absolutely my true size in these guys. It is hard to see some of the details when they're all black, but they do have these like the square style of pockets that it's very clear when you can see them like in person that they have the very square pockets, and they're a really nice deep pocket. They have not like an actual like elasticy part of the waist, but there is a lot of stretch and elastic in the waist. And then they also have this this like shoelace drawstring here that is functional. I definitely recommend it too. I do find that I have this, or maybe not this exact style, but a similar style in burgundy that came out around the holidays last year. And I do find that as they kind of like stretch out around the waist throughout the day, like after I've eaten or if I've been sitting, the drawstring really helps. And then they are rolled twice at the bottom, but you can absolutely unroll them if you wish. They are a finished hem, so you can get a little bit of extra length if you wanted them to not be rolled, or if you wanted them to not be shorter. They're still too short for me, even when they are unrolled, because I am so tall. So I definitely prefer them rolled up to just go with that like capri length and just lean into it. So these are gorgeous. They're super comfy. I am a huge fan of these. I will probably pick these ones up for myself because they are just so easy to wear and so comfy. So once again, these are the JD Blue High Rise Double Roll Cuff Joggers Jet Black, aka the Elios. So these ones are part of the outfit launch, and they will be launching tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. All right. Moving on to Wednesday daily drop. I think I have one piece that worked for me. Yes, I have the twill jacket, and it is friggin' adorable. So I will grab that one. I'll be right back. Because I don't have a lot of other pieces, like I don't have anything else for Wednesday, so I'm just gonna pop it over what I'm currently wearing. Make it nice and easy. Okay. How friggin' cute is this? Like, seriously. So this one is also POL. This is the Always You twill jacket in denim multi. This one's gonna be retailing for $99, which I think is a great price for denim like this. 3 sizes, because it's POL, small, medium, and large. And as is tradition, Christine and Carrie are both wearing the small, and then myself and Melissa both take the large in this one. Just gorgeous. It is definitely on the lightweight side. Like, it's not like a very like heavy denim jacket like a Judy or like a Levi's jacket. It's like, it's somewhere between like shacket and like chore jacket and button up. It's a really unique piece in terms of flexibility, that it can kind of like fill a bunch of different roles. It could, like, if you wanted to button up and wear it as like a fully buttoned up shirt, you absolutely could. And the buttons, like these buttons, they're really unique. They have this really cool like curved shape, but they are kind of a pain to quickly like button up and down. If it was like for the outfit for the day, I wouldn't mind it, but considering I'm gonna have to take it off in 2 minutes anyways, I'm not gonna button it up. But like, there is enough room in this that I absolutely can fully button this if that was my prerogative, and I have tons of room and still have lots of room to move in the hips and the arms and everything. But I definitely prefer it as like a layered over piece. Again, it is on the thinner side of the denim, like it is more of like a jean denim thickness as opposed to like a denim jacket thickness of denim, but it's more versatile that way, I think, because it's not just being stuck as like pure jacket. It can kind of be like covering that. You could replace a flannel in an outfit with it, or you could replace like a button-up top. You could possibly layer this like under a vest or something, because it does have more of that lightweight vibe to it. And then of course the pattern is just adorable. It has this kind of like faded bleach effect, and then we get these very like rustic antique kind of like rosettes in the floral pattern. And then if I turn around, we can see that it is way longer in the back than it is in the front. There's this like pretty dramatic like swoop down there. And then the other thing why I feel like it's very flannel-like is it has this yoking in the back that gives it that more like shirt structure as opposed to jacket. And it also has, with the sleeves, it has almost like a flared sleeve, and then it comes into a cuff, and we get this kind of like pleating in the sleeves, which again gives more like shirt vibes. So really adorable. I think this is just like such a unique piece, and I'm obsessed. So again, this is the Always You twill jacket in denim multi. $99 for this one. Sizes small, medium, and large, which for Pole or POL, as is tradition, that a lot of the times Carrie and Christine will both wear the small, and then myself and Melissa both take the large. Very generous sizing for this guy. Okay, so that was the only piece that I had for the Wednesday daily drop. I don't believe I have any decks either. No, I do not. So what do we have for Thursday? Oops. Don't think we have our 2025 collection picked yet, just saying. Okay, I've got a pair of Judy's. I have the hoodie. Okay, I have two pieces from, actually I might even have three pieces. I think I have this one too. Yes, so I have two tops and jeans for the Thursday drop. So I will hop into those and be right back. Which were these? These would be yes.
Hello.
Sorry, I had to reorganize my rack a little bit. There's this top that I don't know where it's gonna end up going, because I thought it was gonna be on Tuesday and it wasn't. It wasn't on Wednesday, it wasn't on Thursday, so I guess it's gonna be a Friday top. Okay, sorry, that took a hot second, but we are ready. Okay, so let's start with this super pretty top. This is the Well Done Flare Sleeve Top in beige. Yet another POL piece. You'll definitely see a trend that we have a lot of those pieces launching this week. And some of our other plus size suppliers just didn't have as much for this season for us to choose from, or it's stuff that we've already brought in and we try to bring in new stuff. So it is nice that POL is so like free size that even in times where we don't have as many options to bring in for plus just because there was nothing to choose from, that we still have stuff that can still work for plus size folks, even if it's not like explicitly for plus size, which is fantastic. So again, this is the Well Done Flare Sleeve Top in beige. This one is $59, small, medium, large, of course. and it is size small for Carrie and Christine, and then Melissa and myself both wear the large in this one. This one is super like dainty and very like feminine. This one also gives kind of like 70s like flower child kind of vibes in a different way though, and I think this one's in a way that would be easier to pair across like different vibes. Like you could make it country, you could make it boho, you could make it like girl next door, but it's this really pretty I don't know what to call this color. Like it's darker than a beige to me. It's almost like, I was gonna say it's like wheat stock almost, but it's maybe not quite yellow enough to be wheat. But it's got this really nice, and it's kind of got that like heathered like texture across the front, and then we have this really nice deep V-neck. This one has that same, like if I hold my arms up, we can see that same boxy cut where it's technically straight across, but because of the way it hangs off the body, it ends up being a little higher in the front and longer on the sides. This one is a little bit of a shorter length on me. It is not cropped, it is just because I am so tall and I'm like sizing down to a size large. And then if we turn to the side, we can see there is this really cute little like peekaboo around the arms. I'm wearing a black bra today, and there's been a lot of like colored stuff. Maybe not a strong choice on my part, but that was what was there. Both my nude bras were in the laundry pile, so this was kind of what I had to wear. It was this or like colorful, and I'm like, I'll just go for black. That's a little more deal withable. So we do have this really fun like daisy patterned lace that goes around the arm. We have more of this beige colored fabric, which is really nice and soft, and then we have this bell sleeve with that same like daisy patterned, or I guess it's a sunflower, not a daisy, this like sunflower patterned lace that goes around. Again, very like feminine and delicate and flowy and floral and super duper fun. I'll do another view from the back, and we can see there's that fun vertical stripe of the lace as well. That's one of my favorite things about POL, is that they love playing with texture and layering different kinds of fabrics and textures and colors and patterns, and they just have a lot of fun with it. It's like scrapbooking vibes but in clothing, and as a scrapbooker I absolutely love that. So again, this is the Well Done flare sleeve top in beige. Small, medium, large. Carrie and Christine both take the small, and myself and Melissa both take the large. The jeans I am wearing, so these ones are longs. They're still not quite long enough for me. I'm gonna guess these are 33-inch inseam, but they are pretty dang close. They're like maybe an inch off the ground for me. So these are the Finches, or the Jimmy Blue Mid-Rise Dark Wash Tummy Control Straights. These ones are going to be available in the full size range for Judy, so 0 through 15, and then 14W to 24. These ones are true to size. Christine opted for the 3, Carrie opted for the 7, between the 7 and the 9, Melissa opted for the 14, and then I went for my 18 as well. This one was close for me, so I did in the end up choosing the 18 for these ones, but it was kind of in between. Today they are feeling, because I first tried these on last week when I was doing photos, and the 18 was like definitely the one for me. Today I'm noticing they're like maybe a tiny bit tight in the waist. Like I still have room, but they're not as comfortable as they were. I do think that's just because I ate a bit of breakfast this morning. I'm a little bit bloated today, so that's probably why. But the thing is that that's kind of like, that's how jeans are, right? Like sometimes you are going to feel a little bit tighter or looser depending on how your body's feeling that day or whatnot. But the biggest reason why I think the 18 is still my true size is because even in the 18, I still have a little, and because I think this is just a thing with straight leg jeans with me sometimes, is I get that extra fabric in like the hip and leg area here, and even with the 18, I'm still getting that a little bit. So when I had the 20 on, I was just drowning in the hip area. There's way too much fabric, even if the waist was a little bit more comfortable. And like I said, I think that it's just because of like having eaten a bigger breakfast and like being a little bit bloated today, because last week these definitely, like when I put on the 18s, I was like, yes, these are definitely the right fit. So I would say with these, if you are, assuming you're not like bloated or something like that, they're true to size, but if you are between sizes, I would probably recommend sizing down, especially now that I see that Carrie also went with the 7 instead of the 9 in these ones. That just kind of makes me like solidify that decision even more. So yeah, so these ones are, again, they are longs. They're still not quite long enough for me because I am a freak and I have like 35-inch inseam legs. So I'm gonna guess these are a 33-inch inseam. I don't have the info here. They are just a very like classic true blue jean. There's a little bit of the whiskering and the fading on the thighs, but no physical distressing in the front. And then if we turn around, we can say there's also no physical distressing in the back. They are, again, just a true straight leg, dark denim like wardrobe staple kind of pair of jeans for sure. Okay, once again, these are the Jimmy Blue Mid-Rise Dark Wash Tummy Control Straight Longs, or the Finches. $99 for these ones, 0 through 24. I'm wearing my 18W in these jeans. It was close, but I still think the 18W is my true size for these guys. Okay, there was another POL crocheted like hoodie top that I had that is launching on this day that I will put on. It's really cute. It's probably, it might be my favorite piece of this week. It's hard to say. Probably my favorite piece of the week. Okay, here we go. So this one is the Liliana oversized crochet top in atomic silver. This one's retailing for $139, and this one is going to be available as a tradition for POL or pole in small, medium, and large. And once again, who could have guessed? Christina and Carrie both take the small, and myself and Melissa both wear the large in this one. Again, we have that like, oops. Do they have like a brown tinge in the whispering? Let me double check again. I didn't really get that impression, Jessica, that they have like a brownish kind of tint to them, but well, I just went to the rack and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm wearing them. No, I wouldn't say brownish. Except now that you say that, when I look like in the hem, there's maybe like a little bit of that like brownish yellowish tint to it. I would say, I guess I just didn't realize it because when I think of like tints, it's like when it's that like yellowish color. So it is maybe like a little bit tinged, but it's less yellowy. So yeah, I guess brownish. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say you're right. That is true. I'll say you are correct, Jessica. Yeah, so anyways, back to the Liliana. As I was just saying with POL, how they love to play with textures and layering and patterns and fabrics. This is like prime example of that. We can see with these really cute, like, I feel like these are literal doilies that my great aunt would make, like literal knit doilies. Like they're so delicate. I have to get up close so you can see like how delicate the knit on these little like doily patches is. Like they're gorgeous. I can't knit. I've tried learning to crochet. I did try learning to knit. My husband can knit and he tried to teach me, but he's left-handed and I'm right-handed, so it was a disaster. So I always admire anyone that can do that, but just like they're so intricate. I absolutely adore them. And then we have this like big horizontal patch here with this kind of like knitted type fabric here. We have the drawstrings. The drawstrings have these cute little like cross stitching in them too, which is super adorable. I definitely get more like country western vibes from this, especially if you paired it with a pair of like really fun blingy boots. I feel like that little like the little cross details on here like really make that. I feel like you could really lean into this detailing a pole country and western. That being said, I think if you kind of lead away from that, you could still totally go boho with this outfit as well. This one, unlike some of the other boxy ones, like even when I stretch out, you can see this one actually has like a curve cut into the front, so the high-low effect is even more dramatic on this one when it sits on you, because there is actually some of that cut. And then in the back, this one is a little bit more flat. And you can see that horizontal, that band of that other like more grayish fabric cuts all the way through. I also like that the sleeves are like a little bit asymmetrical because the patches are in different places, and this one has a patch on the shoulder and this one does not. So there's a bit of, again, just like playful like asymmetry and stuff like that. So really, really cute. Again, this is probably my favorite piece for this week. So this was the Liliana oversized crochet top in atomic silver. Small, medium, large. I'm wearing the size large for this one, very generous, and $139. Okay, so those were the two tops and the jeans for this day. What do we have? Do we have a Thursday PM? Not That works for me. Okay. We'll move on to the Friday. I have a pair of jeans and a tank. So I do have a outfit for Friday, so I will hop to that. Before I do, I just wanted to give a quick little sneaky peeky of these really cute cardigans. So these are gonna be an insider's drop coming out later today. Aren't they gorgeous? Like I was just talking about cable knit, and these are just so gorgeous. I'm obsessed with the charcoal one. I don't have any details on these, but as I mentioned earlier with Christine's Lunch and Style at 12:30, she is going to be giving the full try-on information and everything for these guys. So if you want more information on these absolutely stunning cardigans that are perfect for fall, tune in to Christine's Lunch and Style at 12:30, and she will have all of the details. Okay. Okay. So here is my outfit from the Friday Daily Drop. We have the jeans and then this baby doll tank, which I'm obsessed with. So we had this, so this is the, where is it? The Chill Baby Doll tank in nude. We had the one in, I think it was Masala, launched last week. That was more of that like burgundy color. Which was already incredibly stunning, and now we have it in this nude color, which is just more neutral. It's almost like my skin color. If it was a little more pinkish, it would be almost like my skin color. So like nude, I think, is a pretty like accurate descriptor. So we have this one in like a true neutral color. So this one's gonna be retailing for $47, and this is from that Mito shop again, so it sizes small through 2X. And that includes both an extra large and a 1X. So I'm wearing the 2X, and I think it fits me perfectly. Like I said, from what I've tried from this brand, it's like I am a true 2X in their sizing. So for this one, Christine is in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa takes the extra large as opposed to the 1X, and then I'm in the 2X. So I would say true to size, but if you're in between sizes, you can probably size down in these ones, which has kind of been the case for all of the other Mito shop pieces as well so far with this one. Oh, like the baby doll, that's fantastic. I am obsessed. If it comes in black, I would buy 14 of them right now. Just gorgeous. As I pointed out last week, I love that the baby doll isn't just like this straight across like empire waist style. It actually does like where it starts under the bust, and it has this like curve, and then it keeps going all the way around the back and kind of makes it into this almost like peplum in the back but baby doll in the front, and it is so flattering and so stunning. I love that it has a little bit of higher back coverage in the back too. I like that it's not just like racer back, or like that it's not just like a low back like that. I do like that it comes a little bit higher in the back. And then yeah, it has this like it does have the spaghetti straps, but I find the points still come up high enough, so it shows like quite a bit of like skin and clavicle, but it's not like as much as it could be, so it's still very easy to style and pair. And it's still like you can make this very office appropriate because it's not showing too much skin, especially if you put like a little cardigan or something over it. I'm just obsessed. Like, I think this is one of the most beautiful cuts of tank top ever when it does this like curve around. Like, it's just stunning. It makes all of the places you want to stand out. It hides all of the places you want to hide. Like, it's just like, I think it's like the traveling pants, but tank top, to be fully honest. Oh, there's a dark green one. Okay, that's good to know because I would absolutely wear this in dark green for sure. Oh, for the cardigans. Okay. Sorry, which, but do those fit you? The bonus cardigans.
They do. I have them for you. Give me a sec.
Oh, yes, they do. And they're from the Charlotte Avery brand, which I'm pretty sure I've worn stuff from them previously. So Christine is finding one for me.
You've worn this gray
Yeah,
one
I was
before.
gonna say, I feel like I've seen the charcoal one before. I think I've taken photos in it. So yeah, they're small, medium, large, Jessica, and I'm just gonna pop the large on over this outfit because I think actually it would be super cute. Let me just undo the buttons. Sorry, I am, again, bad with buttons. Okay, so here is the large. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I took photos in this last week too, so there should be photos of me when it does go live. Yeah, I can absolutely wear the large. And I can button it too. I mean, as we know, I'm the kind of person that likes to leave my cardigans open anyways, but I can button it. I prefer it unbuttoned, but I can 100% wear the large. And that has been pretty consistently true with things like sweaters and cardigans from the brand Charlotte Avery. So yes, definitely. Okay. So again, those cardigans will be coming very soon from Christine. And this was the Chill Baby Doll Tank in nude, $47. Small through 2X, I am wearing the 2X. And then the jeans. These are the Judy Blue Mid-Rise Mid-Wash Rigid Magic Boyfriend jeans, aka the Arnolds. Quite a mouthful. These ones are going to be retailing for $94, and these ones are available in the typical Judy size range of 0 to 15, and then 14W through 24W. I did opt for my larger size of the 20 in these ones. Every time it's like the rigid front magic ones, I almost guaranteed have to size up because that is like the opposite of what I need. I need it to be like rigid in the back and like stretch it. I need the stretch in the front, not the rigid, because this is kind of where I carry my weight. So when it's harder here, I find that it's just like a little bit uncomfortable for me sometimes. So I went with my larger size of the 20. You can see there's not a lot of stretch in the waist, but I do still have at least a little bit of room. Unfortunately for me, that does mean that I do end up getting a lot of that extra fabric in like the hip and thigh area. And again, this is kind of the booner bust that I get with Judy's being between two sizes, is that a lot of the times it's either this that triggers me to size down or the waist that triggers me to size up. And in the case of these jeans, it's definitely the waist triggering me to go with my larger of two sizes, which does leave me with a little bit of extra room in the leg and throughout here. But I do think everyone else, actually, I think Carrie sized up as well, because we tend to find that we experience the similar kind of thing with these jeans. Yeah, so Carrie went with her 9. Christine even sized up from the 3 to a 5. Melissa went with the 14. So these are jeans where if you're between sizes, you're probably going to want to size up. Just we do find that the ones that have that rigid front do tend to fit a little bit more snug in the stomach and the waist area for these ones. These ones do have some cute details. They have the really fun, where they've got that like ombre effect on the hem, and it is an unfinished hem, so it is going to get more frayed and distressed as you wear them. But I believe that is the only physical distressing. Everything else is kind of within the wash itself. You can see there's not whiskering as much, but there's kind of like those darker patches in the corners of the pockets. And then, yeah, the cuff is kind of the like standout part of these jeans. So once again, these are the Judy Blue Mid-Rise Mid-Wash Rigid Magic Boyfriends, aka the Arnolds. So these are going to be retailing for $94, 0 through 24W. I went with my 20W, and if you're between sizes, I would recommend sizing with your larger Judy Blue size for these ones. Okay, so that is my bit for the Friday daily drop. And then for Ampersand, we have these really gorgeous lounge sets that are launching. So I will put one of those on, and that is where we'll end off. think I'm gonna opt for the green one because it is definitely like the kind of shade of green that I love to wear. Oh man, this is definitely what I want to be wearing today is big cozy sweatpants. I'm in the office today though, so I have to wear real clothes. When I work from home, I can do big cozy sweatpants. And in fact, when I've been working home the last 2 weeks, I've been living almost exclusively in my Ghost sweatpants from the lounge set from Ampersand. Unfortunately, I did not manage to nab the matching hoodie for that one, but I did get the stripy boyfriend tee with the Ghost t-shirt sleeves, and so I'll wear those two together. Or I did get the double hood with the Ghosts as well. So even if I didn't get the matching set, I at least got enough other like Ghost stuff to pair with it that it's still all good, and I've been wearing it constantly. Okay, so here we have from Ampersand, this is the Never Better set. So we have the Never Better button-down top in forest green, and then we also have it in wine. And then we have the Never Better joggers. Again, these are in forest green, and we also have them in wine. So I will hold up the wine color just so we can see. It's definitely like a gorgeous like burgundy Merlot shade. I like that these are like Christmas adjacent colors because like when you see red and green together, yeah, you think Christmas. But when I'm just wearing this in green, you don't think Christmas. And if I came out just wearing, the burgundy one, you're not gonna think Christmas because these are like jewel tones. These are very like fall coated colors. It's just when you see the red and green together, you're like, oh, it's Christmas. But I mean like, not really. And again, that's why I chose to like wear, instead of like mix matching, I was like, I'll wear one whole colored set so it doesn't scream Christmas, because especially like the shade of green is one of my favorites. Like I wear the shade of green all year round. So I'm wearing the 3X in both the joggers and in the top. They do come in the typical full Ampersand size range. So we have extra small through 3X for both. What's the top of the pants like? Ooh, give me a second. I will just go through the top and then we'll go through there. So they're not fleece on the outside, but they are fleece lined. So I guess I'll just kind of like hold it up and we can see that they are fleecy on the inside. So they're definitely very warm. Like these are definitely warmer than your typical like Ampersand joggers or your typical like university pullover or something like that. Like these are quite warm because they are fleece lined. So the top is going to be retailing for $72, and then the bottoms are going to be retailing for $63. Okay, I'll hold them up. They do have a nice like big elastic. Honestly, the fit is very similar to the checkered joggers that we just launched. I would say they're kind of similar to the Ghost joggers, except I find the Ghost joggers are a little bit maybe baggier. I have a little bit more room in the booty and kind of in this like front hip area, whereas these fit, I think, more similarly to the way the jogger ones did, and they do have this really awesome cuff. I love the fabric that they're made out of because, again, they are fleece lined on the inside, but the outside, it has this really like smooth texture, and it has an interesting kind of like plush to it and stretch. Like when you like pinch it, it kind of like retains its shape for a second. Like it's almost like it's got a bit of structure and stretch to it at the same time, which is really interesting, and it just feels like super luxurious. It's definitely like very winter though. Like just wearing it now, I am getting a little bit warm. So again, with the like fleece lininess, this is one that you're probably not going to be just like hanging out in your house in like this time of year. Like it's definitely going to be for those like colder nights and when it gets to be a little bit winter, more wintry, and you want something a little bit more warm and cozy. It does have pockets, and they're like the big sister of the double hood pockets, where it's like the two side pockets, but instead of just being like little ones, like these are big. Like you can see my fingers come all the way in here. Like these are really big, deep side pockets. Like I almost for a second thought it was going to be like a secret kangaroo pocket because of how far in they go. So the pockets are fantastic. We also have nice sized pockets in the joggers, and then I'll get up close so we can see The button up, it kind of reminds me of the way the neck structure is on the oversized half zips, but not quite. You can button the neck all the way up, but I will admit, as someone who doesn't like who has sensory issues with stuff being around my neck, this is a little bit constrictive to me. I don't think I would personally button it up all the way. This is not bad. This is probably about where I would actually start wearing it, but realistically, I'm probably going to leave it all the way unbuttoned, and I might even fold the collar. And I do like that it is a collar like that where you could, actually I would probably leave the first one buttoned and then the collar folded out. Yeah, that's probably how I would do it. So you can leave the collar popped or you can fold it, which is nice that it has that versatility. So yeah, super, super, super comfy. I am a fan, absolutely. Right? They're so comfy. Like this is absolutely, so it's snaps. That's a good point, Linda. They are snaps, not like push through buttons with slits. So again, these are the ampersand Never Better lounge sets. So we have the joggers and the tops. So the joggers will be retailing for $63 and the tops are going to be retailing for $72, and they are available in the typical size range of extra small through 3X. So again, these are going to be launching on Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, the traditional ampersand launch time. I started my live in this last week because I took pictures in it right before I started my live. So some of you might have caught that this is what I was wearing for the first 3 seconds of my live last week. That would be this set for sure. All right, that is everything for me. Like I mentioned earlier, Christine will be live at 12:30 with her Luncheon Style. So that's where she's going to give all the details on those charcoal and pink cardigans that are super, super pretty. She's also just going to, Christine's hilarious. We love hanging out with her. So that alone should be enough reason to watch her video, but also she'll be giving more info on those cardigans. So you'll be able to find her exactly where you found me. Just go to the same place. That is where you will find Christine at 12:30. So my name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time to try on all the plus size drops for the week. So if that is something that interests you, please come back next Tuesday at 11. I will be here again. So goodbye, everybody. Love you.